We are good friends.
We're back in? Alright.
We are back
Yeah,
in.
sorry, technical difficulties, you know, still learning how to do all this nonsense. I don't know. Well, do we want to go back and readdress the topics we were talking about?
No, let's just move forward.
Okay. How much do people really care about a side-scrolling Assassin's Creed dirt?
Fuck it.
We just lost 3 followers.
Yeah.
God, I hope we did. I hope we legitimately did.
We had a couple. I think we'd have one hanging in there, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, let's just restart the whole fucking games for Windows. Fuck. Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah.
Xbox One, Child of Light, Pool Nation. I'm okay with both of these titles. I like Pool, and Child of Light is something that I kind of had an interest in, but I didn't really want to drop down the cash for because it's kind of like a children's game. But if it's free, I'll fuck around with it.
I mean, here's my thing, and you and I already discussed this, Tim. Like, these games have already been free games on PlayStation for PlayStation Plus users. Yeah. At least Child of Light has. So I mean, that's kind of where I have already played that. But these other ones, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't be bothered, Tim. I can't be bothered. PlayStation 4 or get the fuck out.
How about just PC or get the fuck out?
Well, I mean that too, but like, you know, if I'm gonna play on a console, if I'm gonna play on a console, I'm gonna be dealing with the PlayStation 4, a console that actually works.
GameCube for life.
Works well. I mean,
but 360 games, Gears of War Judgment, which I never played because it was Broforce 9000. Fuck it, but since it's free, I will get to it. And actually, since we were talking about Assassin's Creed earlier, which no one heard apparently, Assassin's Creed Black Flags is one of the games. But I'm not sure if I actually want to play through it on a 360 because it's a fucking 360. I think I'd rather shell out like, you know, the $10 and play it on Well, it's broken on PC, maybe on like Xbox One or something.
Did that never get fixed on PC?
I don't know. I kind of walked myself into a corner in that one because it's fucking broken on PC. But I don't know, honestly.
What were the issues? I never really heard too much about anything.
I remember hearing in particular just shit with Uplay. Honestly, it wasn't so much the game; it was just Uplay and the game.
Uplay's awful. What do you guys want? out of all the fucking DRMs that we have to deal with as PC gamers, that's by far the worst. By far. Well, I mean, it's Rockstar's a close second. I really hope they don't butcher. I really hope they don't butcher fucking Grand Theft Auto.
I kind of hope they do, just because the tiers. There's so many tiers everywhere.
I just want to play. I just want to play the multiplayer. Like like me and Corbin. We're so in. We're so in on that multiplayer, dude. Like, and especially if the modding community goes crazy with it. Oh my god, dude, I'm so fucking in. It's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's bound to happen. But I mean, I think it's something that'll take time, GTA mods anyway. Like, if you look at Grand Theft Auto 4 now on the PC, there's just some stupid, hilarious things out. I think the last thing I saw was just basically zombie horde mode.
Isn't it hard as shit to mod Grand Theft Auto 4 to begin with? Or is there, like, now workshop stuff through Steam?
Don't know if there's... No, nothing through Steam.
It's nothing through Steam. All this stuff is stuff that you have to download from third-party websites and actually, like, put into file folders and stuff, but it's not difficult to do, at least from an installation perspective. As far as actually developing the mods for it, I'm not a developer. I have no idea.
Can't confirm. Palmer, not developer.
I do know that there are a shit ton of really awesome mods though for GTA 4 on PC. I thoroughly.
Sworn the biggest complaint people had about the mods, I guess early on, like in PC mods with Grand Theft Auto 4, was the fact that they were too unreliable and they'd never work as intended, despite getting help from like the forum that it was spawned from. Has that changed completely?
Never had any issues. Granted, yep. I didn't do like any of like the HDR stuff or like anything like that. I installed like random skins. I thoroughly enjoyed walking around as SpongeBob with a rocket launcher. That was a lot of fun. That never really got old, to be honest.
I know, kawaii anime girls just mowing down everything in sight. That's where it was at, man.
There are still so many good mods for GTA 4. It's great. It's up there with Skyrim in terms of like just stupid, silly mods that you can download.
And back to the other games for Windows, games for Xbox Live. Shitty of Army 2 game no one really cares about. Shitty Terraria game. Some kind of Minecraft clone no one really heard of. Anyway, let's move on. Someone in chat has asked our thoughts on Halo 5.
Okay, all right.
And we've discussed
we touched on this.
Going to use the word bro team shooter again.
Yes.
Bro force shooter again.
We touched on this lightly on Monday with the trailers that they released.
I thought we skipped over it completely. We didn't even touch on it.
Oh well, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know.
I don't know.
All the days just kind of
we're all on drugs. We never know what we're doing.
The trailers themselves were actually really cool. I'm very interested in seeing the dynamic between John and I keep forgetting the character that's hunting him. The name of that character. No, the character that's hunting him. Yeah, that guy. Jose knows. He's the Halo dude.
That's the Halo fan.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I thought the trailers were very cool, very well done. The way they actually worked together. I found an awesome GIF of people who had spliced together the frames from both trailers and combined them into one. So they actually both the trailers are actually pretty seamless. They're just from different perspectives. I don't know. It has a lot of potential. The multiplayer beta was really good. I hated the Broforce friggin' every time the round started, you had the teams get together and high five and stuff, and I just don't want that from Halo. I don't want that. It was honestly the part that pissed me off the most about it was the fact that it just wastes 15 seconds of my time before a match starts and then 15 seconds of my time after a match starts. So that drove me up a wall bonkers. But in terms of gameplay, I thought what they were doing was a step in the right direction. It was very fast paced. Everything felt fluid.
It was basically just continuing in Halo 4's footsteps, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everything felt fluid. I really loved the way the guns controlled and handled. I like that they have ADS now. It actually feels pretty at home. I was kind of skeptical about it before I jumped in, but after aiming down the sights, I mean, it was great. It still feels like Halo. It still feels like Halo. You weren't quite as tanky, I guess, in the beta. But I don't know.
I think that's to compensate with the whole fucking zipping around the battlefield now, as opposed to being like a fucking mammoth tank walking around.
Yeah. That's definitely true. I'm looking forward to it. I as much as I like to poop on that game's Broforce attitude, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm going to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the one reason I bought a fucking Xbox One. There's really no other reason that I own that console. There's nothing else that I want to play on it. If I want to play something that's console related, as I go to PS4. Or PC. I don't know. I just don't really like the interface to the console. But that's neither.
Your only issue with what you've touched on so far is the fact that
to wait.
You
for 30 seconds of waiting per each match is a long freaking time, especially with the stupid animations.
This wonderful universe that's been built up with dozens of novels and fucking just movies.
Is multiplayer
shit.
in these games have anything to do with the canon of the story that you love? Apparently, Tim.
Well, no, the multiplayer in all the Halo games don't have anything to do with the story.
It has absolutely nothing. So your argument doesn't mean.
It's not the. It's
He's
the way
calling you out, dude. Shots fired. Shots fucking fired.
Jose just needs to get me riled up. No. You have to watch a fucking end match recap thing, Jose. It is fucking asinine.
Yeah, dude. There's got to be a GIF online of that.
There's bro fisting.
Somebody just Google it.
It's so fucking the Spartans were these fucking fucking tortured souls that turned out to be
and you
fucking
know who
humanity
else is
saver, and now they're fucking murder machines.
Who's their teammate? They're not the actual.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with that. I'm talking. It's
just
the lore
multiplayer.
of the universe. You honestly think that if they're fucking bro-forcing in multiplayer, that shit's not going to transition to the campaign and the story?
It absolutely won't.
You're a fucking liar. No, I fucking
I
guarantee there is
guarantee it.
Broforce in the single player campaign of Halo 5.
There absolutely won't be. That's
No, I don't know, dude.
absolutely separate.
The single player campaign of Halo 5 looks like it's going to be really fucking dark, like really fucking dark.
They're gonna squeeze in some Broforce boys.
There's gonna be lots of grit. It's gonna be written by Cormac McCarthy. I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't think it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those titles that I'm not going to pre-order. I'm going to wait on the reviews for. I know it'll probably review well, but I don't know. Halo. I love you so much. I just want you to do right by me. Is that too much to ask?
Yep. Fucking Broforce, Jose. You don't know. You just laugh.
And actually, I don't. The last Halo game I played was.
Did you even play Halo 4?
Reach? No.
Yeah, I think the last one I played with you was fucking Reach. So
Yeah, it was Reach. That was the last.
the last
Halo has never been anything but like a vehicle for fun multiplayer for me. I barely touch.
That's the case for a lot of people. A lot of people don't really give a shit about the campaign.
It's just so. I guess it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not invested at all in the canon or like how Chief should act or how Spartan should act.
Master Chef.
But I still think that you should, multiplayer is something a different animal from the single player end.
I absolutely agree with
And
you.
you will see no touching of shoulders and
You're
slapping
absolutely
of
wrong.
butts in
There
the
is
single.
butt slapping incoming, boys.
There is butt slapping. Can confirm there is butt slapping. It's like walking into a fucking locker room after an NFL game. That's pretty much what happens at the end of every goddamn multiplayer
In Penn
match.
State.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's right, I took it there. That's what I fucking think of Halo 5.
Oh, man, that's classic.
I do love that despite getting that tattoo, you're not still riding that Master Chief like magic stick.
Nah, past that.
No, he totally is. He totally is. He's a
Oh, you
butthurt
think he's
fanboy.
faking right now? Like he's
He's a
just like, putting
butthurt
on an act?
fanboy. That's really what it comes down to.
Oh shit! Seen through your lies, Tim.
Yeah, we all are. You're transparent, man. Let's face
Yeah.
facts.
I am just about that pale, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, what else we got on the list? Let's keep running it down.
Fucking Space Hulk Ascension. Or rather, Space Hulk Ascension's
Nobody gives
developer.
a shit about Space Hulk. Game
I'm
was
waiting on that
awful.
RPG, Tim.
I can't. What? One at a time, please.
He's waiting on an RPG, apparently.
Still waiting
I
on
Oh,
that
yeah. That would be Dark Heresy, not Space Hulk. Spacemarine.
Or
Spa-
Warhammer Spacemarine.
A Spacemarine. Fucking, Space Hulk Ascension
Put
launched
lipstick on
and
a
was
pig.
fucking not bad, but horribly unoptimized. On my rig that should be able to run 1,000 instances of it got like 15 frames a second. This is a fucking Kindle Fire game, so wasn't very happy with it. But the developer, full control. They did the previous Space Hulk game and Space Hulk Ascension is shutting down after 10 games, saying like, well, we've had commercial success, we're good, we're shutting down. No, they haven't had commercial success.
haven't had anything.
They've struggled to get by, and now they're closing up shop. Apparently, they're going to continue supporting the games in their catalog, but nothing new. And I think, yeah, Ascension's releasing some Dark Angels DLC this month, and that'll be the end of that. So, just a quick little tidbit. I didn't really like this. I liked the Space Hulk games, but I don't know. They were kind of weird. The first one was basically a fucking perfect or a attempted perfect replication of the board game, so it didn't really play well in a video game setting per se. The second one was more geared toward a video game audience, and again, just had performance issues and just launch issues. I might be fine now, but fuck if I know, because I was annoyed and uninstalled.
So what's the deal with Space Hulk? I mean, what's it about? I know Dark Heresy has to do with the Inquisitor stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what makes this one?
Space Hulk in 40k terms is basically like a fucking abandoned spaceship that's been sitting in space for fucking God knows how long. The Space Hulk, the board game, was basically a group of Space Marines, which were like these, fucking uber-geared fucking fuck you commando soldiers. Run into a Space Hulk, it's infested with Tyranids, which you could Zerglings, just for easy reference. And the board game had different scenarios. Maybe you had to grab a core, maybe you had to set something to blow up, maybe you just had to escape. That's all it was. And, fucking for 87, it was the shit. And the game did do the first game did do a decent job of transitioning it to a video game. Unless you were really invested in 40K or the Space Hulk board game, it was something that was kind of pretty, who really gives a fuck.
Yeah, dude. I'll put it to you this way: the two people that actually give a shit about this game are not watching this live cast. So,
yes.
So let's move on.
So waiting on that RPG, Tim.
Yeah, that RPG. What RPG are you even referencing? Is this like an April Fool's joke?
Would you get off the April Fool's
like
fucking yeah, that's true. Enough with the April Fools.
Like a couple months ago, Tim went on like a spending spree on eBay. He bought up every like Warhammer like source book, RPG book, like novel, what have you. And then he went on and on and on about how he was like writing his like magnum opus, his love letter to Warhammer and all things sci-fi in this like pen and paper RPG.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
And all I see is vaporware. Like, he has yet to produce a single thing that proves he's working on it.
Well, shit kind of...
Have you noticed that Tim is probably one of the laziest people that you'll ever meet?
And that's coming from Palmer! Like, come on.
I mean, really, what do you expect? What do you expect, man? Honestly.
Honestly, the thing that kind of derailed me from that was setting this stream up and doing all this shit. But I mean, I still have, and my Kindle died at one point. I had to get a new Kindle, so I was out. I didn't have the rulebook for a minute.
That was the reason. That was the reason.
It wasn't really the reason. I'm just a lazy asshole, Jose. What do you want from me?
And I think we got into a verbal argument over like whether reading PDFs over a Kindle is worth it because it's
oh no,
crap.
that was me just fucking with you. I remember that.
Yes,
I asked. Yeah. Fuck, I think I was trying to argue the fact that it's easier to swipe a page than turn a page, and Jose just got on fire, and I just kind of rolled with it. It was great.
Bullshit.
We're fucking.
You were crying.
Yeah, I was crying. That's exactly what happened. Speaking of me crying, this is a fucking segue. Star Citizen, the multiplayer, has been fucked for about 2 weeks now, and this doesn't please me very much because I got into Star Citizen like a day or two before the fucking patch that came out that destroyed the multiplayer rolled out. So,
what's going on with it?
Just multiplayer shit, and the game itself is fine, but there's servers, and basically with the new patch, everyone in that had the fucking Star Citizen alpha or pre-alpha or whatever the fuck hopped on, and it just destroyed their servers. And they're just trying to work out the kinks of all that shit because they'd rather deal with it now than, even when the beta rolls out. Because a lot more people are going to be playing then. So it's just kind of a shit show. It's kind of weird, though, because the community's just like, they're rolling with it. They're like, all right, that's cool. They're being very good about it. They're on the subreddit. They're posting pretty much daily. They're doing daily threads at this point, letting the community know where they're at with it. So they're doing a good job of it, but it's very strange to kind of check up on it and not see people just fucking flaming the devs as you would in any other fucking community, like ever. It's cultish.
I think that's because only like rich, like Wall Street,
people are trying to
industry are the ones playing this game because all these ships are like $2 million.
Yeah, dude, people are just trying to justify their $400 ship purchases. That's really what it comes down to.
Hey man, Jose's all on board with the space shot. That space shot becomes available. Jose will be sailing the skies.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll believe it when I see it. Because Jose can't even install Smite correctly, much less try to play something in pre-alpha.
I refused to install
Palmer?
Smite, and when I did, it, of course, was a broken game.
Yes.
Yes, Smite is a broken game.
Broken game. It won't let you skip the tutorial. It'll crash and then brick forever.
You had to
and then I'll just let it suffer on my hard drive. I'm not going to uninstall it.
You're just going to let it sit in the void that is your hard drive?
Speaking of Smite, they did get a new god or hero or whatever the fuck today, Medusa, which plays a lot like fucking Medusa from Dota 2, surprisingly.
Well.
Except for alt damages. which I thought was kind of
It
interesting.
doesn't freeze them too. Though?
If you're looking at Medusa, it freezes you. If you're like running away from her, it just slows you down. And in either instance, you take damage. I thought that was kind of interesting since, you know, fucking Dota is love, Dota is life.
Oh, Doters. Yeah, Chris and I are supposed to play that at some point tonight. Once I get off this damn live cast, I'll probably be streaming Dota with that guy for a little while. Yeah, ARDM or bust, man. You in?
Fuck yourself. Not play Star Citizen and read Firefly comics.
Yeah. About that.
Goddamn evening.
About that. Well, what else do we have on the list?
Never mind. The biofeedback enhanced horror game now on Steam, which then we just discovered you don't have to have the answers, but it's on Steam Early Access, so you know, more early access crap, yay. But I don't know. I could kind of go either way on this personally. I don't really care, but if it turns out to be something cool, I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I took some time to Google some screenshots when you sent me that link for the news article on PC Gamer, and I mean, you know, it looks like it could be interesting. I really can't be bothered to buy any peripherals. I won't do it especially for when it's something that I'll only use for one game that I may not play more than like a couple hours,
if that.
So I mean, you know, I'm still waiting. Well, like the other fact of the matter is like Outlast best, and The Forest, the other really really good one that came out of that like genre, is still being worked on. And that's the one, to be completely honest, that I have the highest expectations for. Like I'm fairly confident that when The Forest is done, that game will be absolutely incredible. It's already a lot of fun. Jesus, I mean, how many hours did we just spend chopping down trees and building a fort when we played that game, the three of us, dude? Just hours upon hours of us just transporting logs to our fortress. And then eventually Jose and I just went like spelunking.
Broke the game in a cave,
spelunking into a cave. I mean, that game, I don't know.
We should hop back on that game.
We absolutely should. Yeah. They actually put out a huge patch like a couple weeks ago, I believe. I remember downloading something huge for that game and being like, "Ooh, I wonder what happened." So I mean, they're still working on it. It still looks awesome. But that's the one that I'm looking forward to. That's the one that I've got my time invested in. And that's the one that's got my intention, man. Like I don't know. I can't be bothered with this Nevermind nonsense. Get out of here with your biofeedback accessories and your other nonsense.
Think of it as an investment. I mean, we're all going to get strokes at some point. People are going to need to monitor your
I don't want a machine that's going to tell me that I'm having a stroke. I just want to feel it in my chest and die.
Fly by the edge of your seat, sir.
Yeah, dude. I like to live life without knowing when a stroke's going to happen.
Spoiler alert, very soon.
Oh, Tim, you told me to remind you about Killing Floor.
Yes, Killing Floor 2 looks to hit early access. It was actually supposed to be within a week or so, but it's getting pushed back a little bit due to multiplayer problems. Apparently, the game itself is good to go and ready to fucking I can't wait for that. But the multiplayer servers or some shit was a bit fucky, so they're putting it off a little bit. They didn't give an exact timetable, but popular theory is still this month, just later on this month as opposed to early April.
That's gonna be the next. I mean,
yeah,
you've put in a lot more hours into Killing Floor 1 than I have. But I've put in a lot of fucking hours into Killing Floor. I absolutely love that game, and the second one, like I watched an entire hour-long gameplay session the other day that was up on PC Gamer. And the entire time I was like foaming at the mouth. I was like, why can't I play this right now? This is everything that I wanted it to be. I mean, like the one thing that really seems to be totally fucking awesome in the second one is the melee combat. Like they were like slicing Zeds apart with fucking like trench shovels and like like machetes and stuff, dude. Like I'm fucking in on that game. It's that, and the leveling and the perk system really seems to have gotten like a massive overhaul. You don't have to grind for 8 hours to gain one fucking level.
No, best system.
You can you can just I don't know. Apparently, there's a much steadier progression. Eventually, it does get pretty grindy. The devs have come out and said that, but that's like later levels. You will get some immediate like progression, like guaranteed and rewarded to you within your first few hours of gameplay. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about the way they're changing everything. And honestly, like a lot of the screenshots and stuff that I saw. That game didn't really look that pretty, but watching the gameplay video, it actually looks pretty good. It's it's not really much past the levels of like something like Counter-Strike Go, but it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. I'm all in. Like, that developer can do no wrong, in my opinion. They've proven themselves.
Red Orchestra, Killing Floor.
Yeah, they have really proven themselves like 100% that they're competent, and I trust them implicitly. That's really what it comes down to.
The thing with me is I've probably spent more time playing modded Killing Floor than regular Killing Floor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be kind of interesting to see, like, I don't know if they're releasing the SDK with early access. I don't know if it's going to be
I doubt it.
Full releases. It wouldn't surprise me, though, if they put out something where people can start modding it right off the bat, because that's really, honestly, what's... Killing Floor is still one of the top, I think, 100... Yeah, it's definitely one of the top 100 games played on Steam at any given time, and I think a lot of that is due to the modding community of that game, which is fucking stupidly large, which I love.
Yeah, I mean, I think there definitely will be a massive modding community, without a doubt. Whether I would be very surprised if they release that SDK while it's still in early access. Because I mean, if you think about it this way, basically, like the users that are actually going to be bothering to like develop mods for this game are going to be working with like a game that's not finished yet. So anytime the actual developers of this game come out and release a patch or anything that might improve the early access quality, I mean, you're going to have anybody that develop mods scrambling to try to catch up.
Yeah, but it has been done. It's not commonplace, but it's been done a few times in the past with Steam Early Access.
Yeah,
and it's Killing Floor, and that's Unreal Engine. So I don't know. I think I don't know if it'll be day one with early access, but it really wouldn't surprise me if at some point they started releasing some sort of modding tools before the actual game officially launched.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I will say that game looks, at least from the gameplay video that I watched, that game looks to be near completion. It's very well polished, all things considered. I'm also very interested in seeing how they handle it on console, considering that game's supposed to come out on PS4 also. That could be interesting, seeing what they do with that from a console perspective, and how whether or not console audience actually appreciates that game as much as the PC audience has.
I don't know. I don't see it being terribly successful. I don't see it doing terrible. I mean, like Payday, for instance, they kind of with the second game they went to the company. I think it worked. I don't think it tanked, but it wasn't a huge success for them in comparison with PC, especially with all... I
don't know, dude. They were both pretty well received. I don't know that it has the longevity of the player base that the PC does, but I know it sold both of them have sold very well on console.
And you have to keep in mind, with consoles, you don't get the fucking constant updates like you do, or at least with not giant fucking AAA games, you don't get the constant updates you do. Like, I have no idea what fucking version Payday on console's up to, but it's not up to, like, the fucking, 20th free update that they've popped out on PC.
They haven't added that new skill tree system.
I really doubt it. Like,
yeah, I remember I was hanging out at a friend's house, and his nephew was over. His little nephew, and he was playing Payday 2, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yes, that's a game that your little kid should be playing.
Yeah, exactly. It looked nothing like the PC when I was telling him all like the newer, cooler things, and he was like, "Fuck this game! I want it on PC." So yeah, it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always interesting seeing what like, for instance, Diablo. I've played all the both original Diablo 3 and the expansion on console on PS3 and PS4. I played the living shit out of both of those on there. And it's very interesting seeing Blizzard try to kind of catch up with what they do on the PC. I still don't know that they've actually released the newest patch that just came out on PC recently. Actually, I guess it's only in like public test realms right now. But it's interesting seeing what developers do and that lag time between what happens with PC and what happens with console. It's a weird dynamic, and it seems like console players are always just like just one step behind. And I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're a dedicated console gamer, you probably wouldn't know, or at least you wouldn't notice. But as somebody who plays these games, sometimes, both on console and PC, there's definitely a lag time there. And I don't know. With Tripwire is pretty good though. I mean, they might at least attempt to keep it the same. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm very fucking excited for Killing Floor. That game's gonna be awesome.
I'm annoyed they went to the console route though, because that game would have been out last summer had they not fucking decided to release it on a PS4. But
well, they should have just released it on PS or PC first,
and
then just gone over to PS4. But I don't know. Maybe they thought it was gonna damage their sales or something like that.
I can't see it being like a infrastructure thing with the game personally, but I don't know. I'm not a developer. The fuck do I know? The last bit of thing, Dark Souls 2, the fucking finalized, what the fuck is it called? Scholar of the First Sin edition is on Steam.
Oh, is it actually up now?
Yep.
You can buy it?
Yes, you can, sir.
Can you play it?
Yeah, released today, April 1st. The fuck have I been saying, Palmer?
Really?
Why don't you listen to me?
Check this.
It's on Steam.
Might be another April Fool's lie.
That'd be pretty funny.
I thought that wasn't coming out until...
Speaking of April Fools, the 24-hour Humble Bundle right now is
God, that was
probably
great.
the greatest thing ever.
I bought like 8 copies.
I had to
Not
beat
even
the
kidding.
average tier for Stickball Premium, because that's where the fuck it's at.
What the crap are you guys talking?
Have you not seen it? The Humble Bundle? It's like Stickball and like it's all it is just PDFs on how to play these games from like the 1800s. It's
And don't
quite
forget
amazing.
the adorable animations. That's really where it's at.
Really though, it's all about the what the hell's the name of that other bundle? I don't know. All I know is that cleavage versus zombies or whatever is on there, and it's fucking.
No, the groupies thing.
I want
that
it.
shit looks.
I want it. I want it in my life.
Fucking retarded. Absolutely.
The main character
utterly
is just some woman sporting a massive amount of cleavage, and she uses a massive cleaver to kill zombies. And that's the whole premise of the game, and it looks fantastic. I can't wait.
It looks like it was drawn
On
by
Edge,
autistic
on butter?
4-year-old. No, nothing on that level, Jose. Jose was referring to the fucking bikini samurai girl sword game.
No, it's not quite that good. The quality is not nearly there. The quality is quite awful, actually. The game looks legitimately bad, but I want to play it. I'm in. Not even lying. At some point, I'll probably pick it up.
But yeah, the new version of Dark Souls has the upgrade thing, like we mentioned. I'm not seeing anything about the DLC, but maybe that's just a fucking thing that's built into Steam, whereas if you have it, it'll detect it and give you a discount.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it is. Steam's gotten pretty good about that.
I see nothing on the store page about it. But yeah, this fucking popped up on Steam like an hour or two ago. This didn't come out like with the usual time. So
That's
maybe
surprising.
It was
I would have expected to hear more news about that. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. It might give me a reason to jump back into Dark Souls. Granted, I am playing Bloodborne right now, so I'm just covered in all the from software.
Yeah,
games.
I think you're good on that end.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I decided that once I'm done with the move, I'm gonna get a PlayStation camera so I can properly Twitch stream games from my PlayStation.
Do they have a thing built in like Xbox One?
It's
Isn't
actually
it even better?
It's much better. It's much better than Xbox One's version of it. The one downside, it's much better for streaming. Xbox has the one up on them because they have a contract with Twitch, so you can only watch Twitch videos on Xbox. But in terms of streaming quality and how easy it is to do, it's much easier to do on PS4 than it is.
Sure,
on the
you
Xbox.
just like hit a button on the Xbox One, and you're good to go.
It's pretty much the same, except you don't have to snap anything. You don't have to navigate through any menus. All you have to do is hit the share button on the controller, and it instantly starts happening. Like, it's so stupid easy. Like there's no way you could fuck it up.
I think with the Xbox, you literally just say Xbox broadcast, and then I forget what the second command is, and then
too
you're
hard.
good to go.
I'd rather just hit a
Too
button.
hard. You don't even have to hit a button, Palmer. You can just
I
talk.
don't want to talk to my console, okay?
It needs to be talked to once in a while.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I can just hit the damn share button and move on with my life. Call it a day. And it shows my little chat on the right side, so I can see when I'm getting the views and see who's talking to me. And I just go through my life. No, I actually got quite a few viewers when I was playing Bloodborne today.
Oh yeah, is it reasonable?
It was reasonable. Everybody kept calling me a noob.
Oh, you are a fucking noob.
Because I had no idea where I was going. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out that there was a ladder in this room that I was in and that I needed to climb up it. It was hidden. It was a dark room, okay? Don't judge me.
That's pretty much it.
Cool
But
audience. I remember playing La Mulana on like Twitch for the first time, and you know, the only popular games on like Twitch are like Dota or like League of Legends.
Correction, the only popular
But have
game
you-
on Twitch is League of Legends. For some reason, there are constantly several 100,000 people watching that game at any
it's a
given
much more
point.
casual form of Dota, and Dota's very engrossing, so it's understandable.
It's understandable.
Understandable. Fucking
Yeah, I
assholes
decided
we
to
are.
play like the hardest game ever, and you know, I got a bunch of views at the very beginning, but they were like, "This idiot doesn't know what he's doing,"
Yeah.
and then I was banned from Twitch forever. True story.
I saw
Yeah.
the whole thing transpire.
You sure that wasn't an April Fool's? Are you fooling me right now?
April Fools.
April Fools.
Tons of fellas.
Well, what do we have in terms of chat interaction? Do we have any
Oh, man.
users that are contributing?
Yeah, one guy was asking about half an hour ago if we saw the new iPhone midget stripper tipping game. First play, he got kicked in the monkey sack by a midget stripper. I
What?
don't know. That's our chat, man.
Nice.
All right,
That's what's
Cool
happening.
story.
I'm in.
Hassel.
I'm in. I'm actually iPhone.
And
Looking for it right now.
Farsendor says Bloodborne is dang awesome.
Yeah, dude, Bloodborne's amazing. Actually, that's something I want to talk about. I was a little bit critical on it Monday when I was discussing it.
Were
Ranting.
you?
I said if I had to review.
you weren't very
Not
critical.
at all.
I
You
said
made me
if I
wanna
had to.
buy a PS4.
I said that if I had to review it at that point in time, that I would have given it like an 8 or like an 8.5. It's definitely moved into 9.5 territory.
You give everything 9.5.
Oh, shut the fuck up! You're the one who never writes a poor review about anything, even if you fucking hate it.
It's not true at all.
It is totally true, Tim. Your idea of a bad score is a 65.
Well, I've never reviewed a bad game. Spec Marine was just broken, not bad.
Gross. Anyways,
Can't help it. You're hot and cold. You have no middle ground, Palmer.
I have plenty of middle ground. Anyways, so yeah, it moved into
Sit on a
9.5
throne of
territory.
advice.
When I finally got into the third section of the game, I don't really want to throw out any spoilers or anything, but man, did that game get a lot more engrossing than it was before. Like 100% more engrossing. The enemy types started getting much more challenging. I figured something out. There's actually a whole new mechanic that I had no idea about. I noticed on the top right of my screen there was a little eye icon, and apparently that eye represents insight. So every time you down a boss, you gain a certain amount of insight, and so the more insight that you gain, the more difficult enemies become. The higher your insight is, the more, I guess, skills enemies have access to. So I walked into this new area, and I've got about 20 insight or so. 25 insight or so, and I was just getting wrecked, absolutely wrecked by everything that was happening to me. And so, like, finally I ran into an enemy that started stealing the insight from me, and I noticed as that was happening, things got a little easier here and there. So I finally got online, and I was like, what the hell does this eye mean? What the hell does this represent? And I learned about all this stuff. There is so much more to that game that I just, like, I bought it digitally, so I don't have a manual for it. So I never really had, like, anything to reference when it came to that. I had no idea what this icon meant, and that game, like, holy shit, dude, like, it's so much more in depth than I thought initially. I was like, it's any of the Souls games have always been one of those games that you kind of have to, like, dig to figure it out. But this one, I don't know, man. Like there's so much more to the counter system than I initially thought. There's so much more to like all these different things. All the different mechanics, basically. Like I'm realizing that there are changes compared to Dark Souls. The more I play it, it really is a much different game, and I think it actually might be becoming my favorite out of anything that From Software's done. Mainly also because of like the character development and like the characters themselves, the ones that I'm interacting with, the ones that I've found. They're a lot more interesting. They offer a lot more. You can actually talk to them. There's multiple branches of conversations that you can have with them. You can ask about specific things, and like there's like this whole like idea of blood cleansing and having to go find this cathedral and everything. It's just it's on a much higher level than I think any of the Souls games ever were. And it's getting to the point where this, like I said, this might be becoming my favorite, I guess, Souls clone that From Software has done, period. So, we'll see. I mean, obviously, I've got to finish it before I can offer up a full perspective on the whole thing. But, man, the more I play it, the more engrossing that game becomes.
What could the game possibly do to make you hate it at this point? Like, what do you think, in your mind's eye, you see something happening?
It would have to... I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. That's because I just don't know what to expect from it yet. It would have to throw some sort of curveball at me that would just totally derail everything about the game so far.
Like, do you think if Bloodborne runs into another Bloodborne and they start high-fiving
if it turns into Broforce Bloodborne, Blood Bro 2015
Force Blood.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that, but I don't know, that world is just so well created and well crafted that it's amazing that these guys managed to take a game that's so similar to the other things that they've been working on for the past, I don't know, what, 5 years, 6 years, but make it its own, like breathe life into it that the other ones didn't have, make it its really own thing, and it's just so fast paced. And that's the other thing, like, I don't know, like, I definitely want to jump back into Dark Souls, especially since they've released this new thing with and updated the graphics and everything like there. I'm definitely going to play that, but I'm afraid that now that I've gotten used to the incredibly fast pace of Bloodborne, that going back and playing one of the Souls games is just going to be, like, tedious. Because of the fact that it is so slow and so calculated. I don't know, they're both very different play styles. We'll see. Obviously, I'll have to develop an opinion on it once I have some time to jump back into Dark Souls and kind of give it a comparison. But I really do see myself kind of getting burnt out on the Souls franchise because of the fact that it's not as fast-paced. In fact, I would be very surprised if Dark Souls 3, which inevitably they have to be working on, right? Like, they have to.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. That they would have to do something to speed up the pace of the Dark Souls combat. Like, now that Bloodborne's come out, and now that people have had a chance to play that and are probably getting used to that, like, they have to do something to speed up the combat in Dark Souls. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it.
Farsendor thanks you. He didn't realize that's what you did with Inside. He thought it was something to do with multiplayer access or something. To do with the multiplayer portion of the game.
Yeah, no. It's totally something that affects the difficulty. It's incredible what Insight does. You definitely want to balance it. It's something that I'm realizing more and more that the deeper that I get into that game, you definitely have to balance it. You don't want it to get too high because literally, I think I read online the first breaking point for Insight is 10, and then it's like 25, and then 50, and then 70, I believe. 70, I think, is the last tier. That's when enemies have access to the full arsenal of different spells and different abilities. Yeah, the more that you hold on to, and it's actually something that the developers apparently put in there intentionally because if people want the game to be more difficult, then they can just store all the insight that they can possibly find, and kind of go from there. So I don't know.
Good to see that AAA system sellers are finally catching up to side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups. Good for them.
I know. I elaborate on that? I don't know what you mean.
Going down a dark road.
Oh, Jesus Christ, what have I done?
Just kind of a joke. You know that game Gundamonium? It's always like on sale on Steam.
Uh-huh.
It's got a similar system where, like, if you do well, it'll reward you by increasing whatever its insight is, and like changing the game a bit. So it's actually pretty cool if you guys haven't checked it out. It's called Gundamonium, and there's a second part, and it looks kind of crap, like it big sprites, but it's actually like pretty fun. Side scroller, shoot 'em up, kind of bullet hellish.
I have it. And I didn't even know I had it, Jose.
You should check it out. I think you'd really like it. It challenges you a
Lying
lot.
to me.
Unlike the other ones you find on Steam, this one's a little more interesting, a little more geometric. I think is what I like about it. I don't think I've played it on Steam, but I think I haven't because it had an anime girl on it.
Yep. Right up your alley.
That's an instant sale for you, isn't it? Every single fucking time. You're just
Absolutely.
like, oh, anime titties, please give to me, take my money.
Give plus.
Ugh, gross.
One last bit of news. Nosgoth, which I mentioned a couple weeks back, got another big update, new map. I think they're starting to do events now. It's getting to the point where I don't know why this is in early access anymore. I think it just needs a bit more polish. But as far as the core gameplay is considered, it's good to go.
Okay.
Although I mentioned when I did bring it up a couple weeks ago that they introduced a login system reward, kind of like Smite, where you just log in and it'll give you in-game gold or whatever, and the more the more consecutive days you log in, the better the shit it'll give you, which I liked a lot. But it was broken as fuck. I just thought I would bring that up.
How was it broken? It just didn't give you the rewards?
Like, I would get to day 6, and then it would just drop me back to day 1 for no reason. Like, just the reward system's kind of fucky. But it might be fixed by now. Like, I'm starting to try it out again today. So
I do appreciate that it seems like more and more free-to-play developers are doing that as an incentive to get people to continually log in. And
it's just a way to keep an active community.
I really appreciate that developers are finally catching on that you need to reward your community to keep them interested. Like, you can't just keep charging them for stuff and
I think
hope that they're going to stay in.
I think Smite does it best though, because now they give you a login reward for actually fucking logging into the game. But if you actually play like a player versus player game, it'll give you
get like a bonus.
Yeah, and it does that for every game type once a day. So I think Smite is fucking got that shit locked down with that.
I mean, honestly, Smite's hero model is pretty good. I think they still overcharge for their cosmetic skins.
Yeah, they are a bit.
They
pricey.
are a bit pricey.
But the fact that you can
buy all the heroes for $19, like when it's on sale.
You can earn the gems like just by logging. Like, that's a login reward at the end of the week of consecutive logging in. You get gems, which is what you use to pick up skins. So
yeah, so I mean, it's they've definitely got their what is it? Hi-Rez developed that, right?
yes,
Yeah, Hi-Rez is doing it right when it comes to that. It actually, and after reinstalling it and playing it with you, like I really am back in on that. Like, it's just a matter of whenever you guys want to hop on. Well, minus Jose, because he sucks at gaming.
can't tutorial.
How do I tutorial, guys? Please,
If
crash.
a game decides to crash because it can't accept the fact I don't want to play tutorial, it's not worth my time.
Well, I mean, you've never played a MOBA. To be fair, it might
I
benefit
played
you
the
to
crap out of like Defense of the Ancients on like Warcraft 3. I know the mechanics. I understand how
Supposedly.
you should play certain characters. It's not that hard of a game to pick up, I'm assuming.
You're talking about
And
Dota.
I'm sure
It's not
kind of
a
like
hard
chess,
game to
it'll
pick
be
up.
like
All right.
take a while to like master.
Yeah, you lost everyone on
All
that.
right. That's fine. Anyways,
Farsight
have
in
any-
the chat is saying he enjoys how games are getting away from the pay-to-win model and rather have cosmetics than game-changing, game-winning things. Yeah, that was very much a thing for a minute in the free-to-play market. Like, initially when the free-to-play market kind of came to be popular in like the early 2010s. Is it 2010s? Is that how the fuck you?
I mean, if you really look at the free-to-play market, it started with Facebook, and that was more like 2008, 2007.
Yeah, but no one
stuff.
takes that shit seriously. Fuck
Right,
that.
right. No, I get that, but I'm saying if you're gonna look at the origins of like free-to-play gaming, like that's kind of that and like iOS games. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
at that point you can basically say mobile gaming, really, because that's
right.
But I'm talking strictly on a
On a
well, I guess
console or
not
PC.
console, but PC. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that a lot more games seem to understand the fact that if they can develop a game that keeps a good community, then the community will be willing to buy cosmetic stuff. And I mean, like, honestly, the best developer to do it right still is Valve with Dota. I mean, the fact that you get every single hero right off the bat for free, you don't have to pay a damn cent. I know people like people like Isaac that have maybe dropped at a maximum $5 on that game. Like that kid.
No, even well, Isaac's a bad example because he's been playing for fucking years and he picks up tournament tickets and shit. But yeah, people, I do know people that have played that game for a year or 2, 3, and have spent fucking $5 on it, grand total.
And that's it. But like, then you have people like me. That every time a set's on sale, I'm like, oh, $3, yeah, sure. What?
Remember when the Crystal Maiden Arcana came out, and we just
Jesus,
fucking like schoolgirls just hugged and cried and
that puppy,
emptied our wallets.
That fucking puppy, dude, sold 100%. I do appreciate the fact that the free to play model seems to be slowly migrating towards that area, and it's one of those things because it's like, all right, look, if your free to play game isn't succeeding because it's a good game, then there's a problem inherently with the game itself. The bottom line is if it's a good game, people will play it, and you should be able to make money off your community because they want to play the game, not because they have to buy something to progress.
Something like Dota, like it's easy because it's fucking Valve backing it. But I mean, like, what the fuck is the name that just came out? Or name of the game? Fucking Infinite Wars. Fuck. Infinite Crisis. Fuck.
Infinite Crisis?
Yes, Infinite Crisis. Like, they couldn't do something like the Dota fucking model just because they don't have that type of fucking backing to get that.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's backed by DC and WB. They have more money than Valve.
Well, they can't. They're not fucking doing it then.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, you can't say that argument because it's backed by fucking DC. That company has more money than
another
Valve.
Fucking MOBA, any other Sins of the Prophets, or fucking just most games in general can't really go with that model right off the bat. Mm-hmm. Something like Smite, I think, is the way to go, where you can. You don't get all the heroes for free, but if you put down a one-time flat fee, it's just like buying a game. It's just a one-time fucking fee. I think it's $40 is still the standard for it, and you get all the heroes and all future heroes too. But I don't see many companies going the way of Dota or, well, I guess Counter-Strike's a bad example because it's a fucking pay game. We'll just stick with Dota. I don't see many companies doing that model unless either they have a big backing or, I don't know, just the game changes somehow. Because
you guys are talking about games where the cosmetics of it is very much a big part of the game. If we wouldn't be having this conversation for like a first person shooter where you only see like your gun.
That's not true. That's in Counter-Strike. The cosmetics are still like a big part of Counter-Strike, and that's all you see is your gun.
But you don't.
There's like a whole button dedicated. Yeah, you do like that. But like Counter-Strike's a bad example because that model actually pisses me off because you already paid for that fucking game. Like you shouldn't.
I think it's a matter of time till Valve puts that free to play, just like they did with TF2. Like that's just a matter of fucking time.
I mean, you could be right, but
always right. But you doubt me.
If they do that, they had better give some sort of fucking incentive to the people that actually.
We'll get a dumb little medal like we did with TF2.
Yeah, you'll get a little medal. Yeah,
that's exactly what we got with TF2. A dumb little medal that says "I am shit lord," and then you will wear that proudly, Palmer, and everyone will know.
Honestly, if that's all that comes out of it, I'm gonna uninstall that game.
And then you reinstall it the second there's like a fucking
1.6 for life. That game I paid for once, and all the skins were free. I just fucking installed the skins whenever I wanted to because they were user created. Fuck paying for this shit. What happened to the days when all that shit used to be mods, man? I don't know. That's the
but that kind of
I sound like such an old fucking
type
man
of charm
when I say
because
that.
like most 99% of the time people wouldn't have the same mods installed, so they wouldn't see what the fuck you see.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me. I just want to see it. When I installed those mods back in 1.6 days or 1.5 days of Counter-Strike, dude, like, I only cared about the fact that I could see the guns. I didn't give a shit if they couldn't see them. Like, that doesn't matter to me. I could see them.
Palmer, I want the enemy to see me slaying them in my fancy Arcana. That's just something I need in life.
That's the other cool thing about Dota is you can actually download, like Steamworks skins, and, other people may not see them, but all the nudie mods, Tim, all of them.
Well, they cut back on a lot of that shit recently.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me.
A lot. I think everything that has to be fucking like green listed or white listed or whatever the fuck in order for you to like fucking have it in the game now, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I haven't
know.
really fucked around with Dota in a while, so I don't really give a shit. So I
Didn't
get
they do the
till I
same
get
thing
the
with-
techies craving.
Chivalry recently.
Hmm.
Like
What do you mean?
they get rid of any sort of cosmetic mod you could play with the game, and then
No,
force
I
you to
would've-
buy like skins.
No, I would have thrown a shit fit. They do have skins you can buy, but you can still mod the shit on your end. Again, just other players won't see it unless they have the same mod installed. But no, that is not the case with Chivalry. I would have flipped tables left and right because I love that game. And you have to keep in mind with Chivalry too, the sets. It's not like your Dota where you're spending fucking $35 on a set. Like I think the most expensive thing is like $8, and it actually completely changes the way your character looks, and it looks completely badass. So if it's something you invest a lot of time in, it's worth it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, unless we've got any other user interaction.
Farstendor is happy with us. He's enjoying listening to us, and we're bringing up great points.
Awesome. Well, give us a follow. That's really the way you can pay us back for our hard-earned time.
For us yelling at one another, destroying friendships and lives.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. Do we have any other points to bring up? Is there anything else that we want to discuss before we wrap it up for tonight?
No, I'm good. I think I got everything.
Jose, got
We ran
anything?
through our list.
Fix Magicite. Whoever makes
You're
that
still
game.
fucking on that game?
Best
Wait.
game.
When you say fix Magicite, is it like what's wrong with it? What's the problem?
Multiplayer is still bullshit.
Why?
Like,
What's
like a year and a
bullshit?
half ago.
What's bullshit about it?
At
Rant.
some point during our session, our like 2-hour to 3-hour session, one of us will start glitching out, and like their game will break, and it's always like it's never the host; it's always one of the other people playing.
I don't remember that.
So maybe
happening
it's not
when
mine.
we played.
It absolutely
Did it
happened.
happen? Okay.
Yeah, remember Dan would just disappear from the world, and then we couldn't die until he quit the game
Oh,
and get our like chests. Yeah, that's still happening.
still a thing.
I thought it was maybe because of like their Wi-Fi connection. I know when we played before, Dan was playing like across the street from his fucking router, but now he's playing with it right in his fucking room, and it still doesn't work.
Did you ever pause to consider the fact that it's Dan?
Well,
No, he's actually
He's pretty competent.
He's much more PC savvy than I thought he would be when he first like.
Wait, are we talking monkey or are we talking?
No. We're talking Asian Dan.
Oh, okay. This changes
He said,
everything.
well, look, man, I know like 12 Dans. I know an Asian Dan, a black Dan. I know like 6 white Dans.
This changes everything.
Segregating this shit. Too many Dans.
Just gotta
But no,
gotta put
oh,
the
and,
Dans
and
in their
the
places.
cool thing about it was while we were playing the other day, I got a notification that said that the dude is working on another game. So I think any support for this game is
Dead.
done. It's over. It's like,
Done.
hey, support my Kickstarter, which I will because it's just Magicite in space.
Yeah, but
Hopefully
if
a
it's
little
broke,
better.
if this is broken, then why the fuck would you support the other game?
Shh, don't tell him.
Because it seems I read the like the Kickstarter page and his website, and it seems like he's really passionate about this game. Magicite was kind of like a secondary thing.
Oh, okay.
Kinda
All
Honestly,
right.
for what
So
it
that
was,
excuses
Magicite
the fact
wasn't flawed.
that the game's been out for a year and a half and it's still fucked up.
Yeah, and
Okay,
all he does is like
okay.
add new things or new little things that were missing from the very beginning.
Hmm.
But it's simple enough of a roguelite multiplayer game that anyone can pick up and have fun with.
All right.
So like that's enough for me.
Fair enough. There's certainly no Smite tutorial. So that's the bottom line on that. You're never gonna
Yeah, it works.
you're never gonna stop getting shit
Right,
from
it
me
is no
about
Smite
that.
tutorial. It works sometimes, as opposed to not working ever.
Yeah, exactly.
One mention on the entire internet of someone not being able to complete the Smite tutorial, but
Oh, God. Anyways,
It said, "Do you want to play the Smite tutorial?" I said no, and it fucking crashes every time. Fuck
it
that
knew,
game.
Jose. It saw you for what you are.
yeah. So that's the bottom line. Anyways, I think that about does it for the Wednesday episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We will be back Monday, 10 p.m. As per usual, I was joined tonight by Tim, the guy over on that side, and then Jose, the guy at the bottom. You can follow them individually at Twitch TV/Logan703 and on Twitter at Logan703. You've got Jose at Twitch TV/CAD_007 and then at CAD007 on Twitter. And you've got me at Twitch TV/Sturmsworth and at Sturmsworth on Twitter. Feel free to follow us. We stream individually at various times. Some of us have set schedules, some of us don't. Most of us don't follow them, even if we have set schedules. So, just stop in, see what we're doing individually.
I also want to point out before we go that we kind of bungled giveaways this week. We were going to start doing that this week, but I think we're going to start next week.
Yeah, so, next week I think we're really going to try to.
We'll try to get the giveaways done.
Start getting
the
giveaways together.
Angle the carrot in front of them.
No, I didn't even bother dangling the carrot.
Next week's tune in. We've got Heroes of the Storm keys, and we've got Zombie Army trilogy keys.
And literally like 100 others. Like we have all the keys in the world. That
we're gonna start giving away, regularly each episode. There might be some episodes where we give away multiple keys, but I think for now it'll probably be like a one-time thing. Anyways, tune in next week to start seeing some of those. Give us a follow on Twitter and Twitch, and tune in on Monday, 10 p.m. We'll be here as per usual. As always, it starts Eastern Standard Time. We all live on the East Coast, so that's where we are.
You fucking ran out of steam.
It's the truth.
Like you got right to the end, and then you were just like, "I'm done. I'm getting off."
Yeah. Anyways, take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you later. Yeah, have a great weekend, and enjoy the rest of your April Fool's Day.
April Fools.
Here's to hoping that Deadpool is actually going to be rated.